Hope you guys are doing well. Um, it's me from Respiratory. Today, I just kind of wanted to talk about, obviously, the video title. I was trying to think of like all these titles to choose from. I figured, winter's literally around the corner, so just might as well call it the winter arc. And I've seen a lot of people, I've seen a lot of people, um, talk about the winter arc and what it's really about. And you know, before I get started, I hope everyone that was going through that hurricane is doing well. I've seen on the news on YouTube where that hurricane destroyed roads, flooded Florida, flooded it, basically destroyed, you know, part of North Carolina and South Carolina. And I live in South Carolina, but where I was, I guess, closer to the water, and the hurricane was like towards the left, or whatever way, the left of South Carolina. So I wasn't really impacted by it. Plus, I was at work during that time. But my neighbor told me that there was a power outage, and he told me it lasted for about 15 minutes, and power's back on. So they were pretty efficient about getting everything back up and going. But today I'm here in North Carolina, and I was on the way to work at my to my PRN job, and the roads it looked like a bomb hit them. Like obviously everyone knows what a road looks like, but it looks like I said, a bomb hit it, and then you could see deeper into the ground. And I was like, okay, well, the road's blocked off, so which way do I go? And there wasn't necessarily a way to tell how to get where I needed to go. But I got trusty Google Maps, and it took me around to get where I needed to go. And, everything worked out. But I hope everyone, or majority of people, are doing well during this time. And, going back to the winter arc, for people who don't know what an arc is, I'm not talking about Noah's Ark, A-R-K. I'm talking about arc, A-R-C. And that's mainly like a chapter in your life. I got my notes in front of me because I don't want to forget. So there's like a difference between saying something and then actually doing something. So the winter arc initially starts October 1st. And for me, I'm going to be a lot more consistent. I'm going to be a lot more diligent and just overall harder on myself to do the things that I need to do as a man, and even as a respiratory therapist going forward. And I always use YouTube as a platform to where I need to learn and understand tips and tricks and what's going on in the world. But, being a man, there's things you have to do that no one else really wants to do. Meaning you got to get up every morning, even if you're tired, still go to work if you're sick, things in that nature. And I overall just want to have a better work-life balance for myself. So I've been working. I knocked out a lot of goals here in September before it turns October. But it's like when you work 3 jobs, you really don't have time for yourself. And I want to prioritize really work-life balance and, stop all these bad habits that I'm having. I'm not saying I'm like an alcoholic or things, but, things in that nature. But there's things that I do that I know I shouldn't be doing, and the only way for me to get out of those habits is really just focus on my mental. And, like I've said in other videos and prior videos, whatever, when you're working 3 jobs, you really don't have time for yourself. So there were some goals that I had, because I wanted to pay my house off pretty fast. I don't want to wait 30 years just to pay off a house and then, be trapped in the mortgage for that long. I really can knock that mortgage 75% off if I'm continuously doing what I'm doing now. But like I said, whenever you're doing 3 jobs, you really have to prioritize your mental health. Not just your mental health, it could be like your physical health, emotional health, things of that nature. So that goes back to the goals that I, initially completed back in, well, still September. But I mean, I've been hustling initially. I've been doing my intubation competencies. I've been working on my business a little bit more when it comes to my rentals. I've been finally prioritizing that and advertising and doing what I need to do in order to get tenants into the building. So I got a pretty good system with that going. Like I said, when you're working night shifts and you work in them 12-hour shifts, you don't want to go to the gym. But this goes back to me being a man. There's things you're going to have to do regardless if you're tired or not. So you're going to have to do it. So I've been doing that. And I mean, I've just recently just started going back, but I think this is like week 2. But I've been working out 2 to 3 times a week best I can. And I plan to keep it that way, regardless if I'm tired or not. Because like I said, I'm a man. I'm going to have to do it. Let's see. I've been working on not really trying to use my credit card like that because, when you have your credit card, it's so easy just to use it and, go about your day. So I've kind of been limiting my credit card usage, and that's one of my habits. I like to just buy things I really don't need. The other day, I bought a touchscreen radio for my car, and I drive a Honda Civic year 2003. I really didn't need it, but I wanted to have that primarily because the radio is broken. And whenever I get to that point where if I'm having like a friend or a girl in the car, I just don't want to sit there quietly and just drive, and I don't feel like talking the whole time. Now, I'm capable of talking, and that's one of my bad habits as well. Sometimes I'll just not say anything just because I don't want to say anything. I kind of want to be more vocal when it comes to things and just be more involved in conversation. I think I've always been like that as a child. It's not necessarily because I don't like people or anything. I think I was just born like that because I remember my mom said when I was younger, I didn't really talk. It's not that I couldn't, I just didn't want to. And that's one of my bad habits. Like I said, I can have conversations, I can crack jokes, I can have a whole roast session. I did that back in the day, but it's like now I kind of just, I would say I kind of just shut myself off and just do my job and go home. And I'm trying to work on being more social. And like I said, that just deals with the concept of me trying to get my mental going. I think in the last video I mentioned I worked an 84-hour work week. I don't even want to do that no more. Even though I recently just got done doing, this past, yesterday or 2 days ago now, I worked 102-hour pay period. So that's within the 2 weeks. And I'm tired. I hate working so much. There has to be, well, obviously I know that there's more to life than just working. And I'm tired of letting my fears of the future dictate basically what I want to do now and even later. Because I always had this fear to where, I'm not going to retire with a pension, because I'm not. But I feel like having even a 401k or a 403b plan is not even going to be enough. But the thing is too, like I said, I'm trying to pay the house off fast, but I've been forcing myself to work on my business a little bit more because I plan to get into real estate and have that really essentially get me passive income, because I don't have an issue taking care of people. I just want you guys to understand that. I love my job. I love being a respiratory therapist. But sometimes it gets very frustrating when a patient is just sitting like this, and they're not even that old. And I'm getting triggered a little bit. I know you guys saw that. But they'll be like 55, 50 years old. That's not even that old. And they're going, and you're just like, clear your freaking throat, dude. That's why you're having trouble like not breathing. Just clear your mouth. And that's why you keep like choking. You're choking on your own spit. And there's patients that do this on purpose. And I'm just like, I'm tired. It's just, when you work in the hospital, you see patients who are severely sick, and then you have patients who just act like big babies, and you're just like, you really come to the hospital, get into all this debt because these people are staying at this hospital for like 3 months at a time. And it's starting to get to me because I'm tired of taking care of the same people over and over again. And it's just like, I need to take a break from that. So I know next month in October, I think I wrote it down, I took a week off of work, and that's going to give me initially, like, let's see, like 14 days off, the way I had it set up. Yeah, because I work at the end of the month. So, I mean, I got 14 days off next month. I know I said a week, but I mean, I use PTO for a week, but the next week I don't got nothing planned. But it's like, it starts to get to you. But that really like boils back down to the winter arc and how I want to be more consistent in the things I say and want to be held accountable for. Because, like I said, work really isn't, like, getting money, having respiratory money is great. I'm not complaining about it. I'm not saying it could be more. I'm not saying it could be less. All I'm saying is I need a break. I've been a respiratory therapist since 2022. And I haven't really had a vacation or anything. And I've been looking up like islands to go to. And I was thinking about saving some money going to Bora Bora. And it's beautiful there. I was watching a YouTube video about it, and I think it's like somewhere near Tahiti. I don't even know where Tahiti's at, but it sounds nice. So that's just my plan. But, you know, I have to be harder on myself to get all this done. You know, I got well, not a spreadsheet, but I got all my notes in front of me on, you know, how I'm going to do it, what I'm going to market, what I'm going to advertise, things in that nature. And, you know, my initial plan, I don't know when it'll happen, but things take time. You can't just necessarily rush and do it. But I really plan to just work one job. If I worked one job as a respiratory therapist, that's a free 7 days off in a row almost every time. Like, that is a great work-life balance. Work 3 night shifts in a row, take 7 days off, come back 3 night shifts in a row, take 7 days off, and then just continue that pattern over and over and over again. You know, I do not have an issue doing that. I actually enjoy working nights. You guys know that you get paid the most working nights. Each hospital has its different differentials, and, you know, it's not a bad gig. It's really not. Even right now, I'm in North Carolina. Roads are still destroyed, like I said before. But it's like, when you have jobs like this and you're passing the time, you're initially getting free money just to be on standby and you know, make sure everyone's breathing, make sure everyone's getting their breathing treatments, everyone who's getting their CPAP, BiPAPs, high flows, whatever the case may be. You're just essentially standby, and it's great. It's a blessing to have a job like this that has allowed me to get a home and get me more focused whenever October 1st comes, and allowing that consistency and all the planning that I'm doing. So, with that being said, I think everybody should. Well, I know a lot of people won't do things because everyone has different lives. Everyone has different things going on, blah, blah, blah. And, that's okay. But for the people who want more out of their life, I think October 1st should really be the initial day to get started, essentially. Me going to the gym, thinking about it. I went to the gym, obviously, I only started for 2 weeks now, but so the first week of gym, I was working there. And for some reason, like, you guys already know, I'm not really into dating at the moment. But there was this girl. There was this girl at the gym, and she is, like, extremely beautiful. And I looked at her the first time, and I've noticed that she's beautiful. But it's like something in my head's like, you don't want to really get into that right now. But it's like, I still want to break out of that habit and just build connections either way. So, hopefully, you guys will see her on the channel. She's very nice, very beautiful lady. And just working on that consistency, working on breaking my silent ways, breaking out of my bad habits. With that, that's really all I got to say. If you guys are new to the channel, or if you're returning, please just hit that like button. It just helps out with the YouTube algorithm. And thank you guys for subscribing. I see the numbers going up. We're almost to 100. So with that being said, thank you again. Thank you for my TED Talk. Thank you for listening to it. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.